Good afternoon. My name is Christine Binger. This is my EDL 856 Module 11, the case study, a new role for the parents organization. To start with looking at section 1 and summarizing the case, who is involved, the principal, which would be me in this scenario, the old PTA, the new PTA, the PTA president, teachers, and students. The final two are by extension, as they have not been directly involved in the case, but will be involved as parts of the outcome of what could happen from this. What has happened or is happening, the old PTA that was affiliated with the national PTA decided to become independent, establishing the new PTA with the new PTA president. They have decided on their own that they want to involve themselves more in the day-to-day aspects of what's taking place at the school, including areas such as teacher performance, discipline, and curriculum, all of which they felt were high priorities. The PTA president met with the principal to share these desires, almost blindsiding the principal, making them feel as if they weren't included or they weren't aware of what was going on in their own building. Any legal or ethical issues? While there are no legal issues yet, there could potentially be legal issues in the future, especially looking at curriculum and data and teacher evaluations and things. What violates HIPAA and what doesn't could fall into that category. However, there are some ethical issues taking place, such as what are the boundaries of the PTA since they're no longer affiliated with the national PTA and they're independent. How does that play a role? Also, how does the district feel about this and what are the ethics in line for them? So there's nothing blatantly in your face, but there are lots of questions to be had that could fall under legal or ethical issues. To synthesize what's taking place in a single sentence, the new PTA wants to be more involved in the inner workings of the school, including day-to-day decisions with curriculum, evaluations, data, etc., and in the process have forgotten to build this foundation with the school and principal, instead taking this lead on their own and potentially overstepping boundaries. So looking at the facts, what we know is that the people involved would be the principal, me. The old PTA was involved, but now more specifically the new PTA is involved with the PTA president. Teachers, parents, students, and community members and businesses are involved when looking at what the new PTA is wanting to do. It seems like they are wanting to involve everybody more. The program is the new PTA group where they have split into 4 committees under discipline, teacher performance, curriculum, and total school evaluation. And then the relationship aspect between the PTA, teachers, and administration, I put as a program because it is something that you need to foster, similar to a resource or program that is utilized in schools. The place, specifically the school, this would be a daily basis thing, and what the committees are geared towards is what's taking place within the school. But the principal is also wanting to focus on areas such as the back to school night, parent-teacher conferences, committee meetings, and meetings with the principal, as this are things that aren't really happening, but need to be happening or have happened in the past. In regards to what we do not know with the facts, under people who are the other members of the PTA, we've only met the president at this point. Who else is there, such as the treasurer, the committee leaders, things like that. What teachers work with the PTA the most? They should be involved as well. And have they been participating in the meetings that the principal has not been notified of? And what are the district and board's involvement in the PTA? What is their role and where do they stand with everything that's taking place? The program, what we don't know, if the PTA is not affiliated with the national PTA, what are their guidelines? Are there different guidelines? Do they create their own? Does the board establish them? So this kind of program and structure within the PTA is one that we need to figure out. And do they need more resources to meet their needs with the programs they're wanting to design? And the place, they're looking at wanting to be involved within the school, but is this also something that is going through the whole district? For example, if my school's PTA becomes unaffiliated with the national PTA, does that mean every school's PTA? Or is it a district thing? So what schools are taking place, and also where are the meetings taking place? Where are these things being had? When are they being had? How are people getting notified? Things like that. To review the information, could this be damaging to the communities or the stakeholders? On the surface, no, because the PTA is wanting to be involved and wanting to help and improve the education for their students and for the teachers in the school as a whole is their goal. However, looking further into this, this is potentially damaging because The PTA, as of right now, seems like they have no boundaries. They can just walk in and request something and kind of get it. The requests, though, are very specific, such as being a part of teacher evaluations. This could be damaging to teachers for many reasons, including gossip. Those evaluations hold credit for how you're hired, how your tests are, anything like that. And who has an important stake in the outcome? It affects everybody, but specifically the school, staff, students, and the community as a whole as a result of what could come from this interaction with the PTA and how involved they are. Have all stakeholders been consulted? No. The principal didn't even know that there was a meeting being had with the PTA, which likely means that teachers don't know either, which they should also be a part of this parent organization. Also, if the new PTA has become unaffiliated with the national PTA, how is the information getting out to other parents who may want to get involved, as well as the district as a whole? Can I learn more, or do I have enough information to make a decision? I would like to know what the bylaws are for the PTA. I would like to talk to the district about what their expectations and regulations with the PTA are. I cannot make a good decision without having more information and what is taking place. Also, I think it's important that the PTA be aware of what is potentially at stake. The idea of being involved in teacher evaluations may be cool, but do they realize how important they are and how valuable they are? And does it fall under HIPAA? Is that something they should not be legally allowed to know? Section 6, identify your options and possible consequences. Option 1 is no action at all. Just let the PTA follow through with what they would like to do. This wouldn't work because the stakeholders, such as the district, teachers, other businesses in the city, have not been notified and do not have enough collaboration. And in essence, it would make them feel as if the PTA is running the show, so to speak. The easy out for option 2 would be the easy out for the principal, where I get the list of goals from the PTA and make a decision with everybody, including staff, students, and the district in mind, without consulting them. This would be the easy out because I wouldn't have to cause any waves with the PTA, and I could spin it to the staff like, I'm here to help you and I'm trying to do this for you. But in reality, I don't think that would work either. The third option is coaching the entire team, where we would discuss options with the district and the teachers about what we would like and where our boundaries fall, then share these with the president and kind of go from there, be the middleman and the help for all of the parties involved. In evaluating the options, taking no action at all, the positives would be that you wouldn't create waves with the PTA. You're going to accept the help and you're going to be thankful for that help. Also, it would be immediate. They could start essentially right away because there wouldn't be a lot of back and forth in making decisions. It would just go. The negatives would be there's not enough input from teachers in the district, and the PTA could overstep their boundaries as a result of that. Also, not a lot of people will feel, or a lot of people will feel blindsided, and what HIPAA laws are we potentially violating by handing over this much power to the PTA without enough discussion? In the easy out option, you are advocating for all of your staff as the principal making the decision, and you can communicate on behalf of the PTA and go back and forth and play the middleman without trying to rock the waves. However, you're still not directly communicating with staff, and people could still feel blindsided by the choices that you're making and make them feel as if you don't have their support. Option 3, coaching the entire team. The positives would be there would be a better understanding for the PTA and the school and the district in regards to what the rules and regulations are, the boundaries of this interaction. You would be able to receive input from all stakeholders, and it would give opportunities to support the PTA more from teachers and students alike. The negatives would be the PTA might not get everything that they want. For example, I, as a teacher, would not want the PTA to come in and evaluate me, so I would want that taken off the table, and that could upset them. And then beyond that, what sacrifices are both groups going to have to make in compromising? Not everyone's going to get everything that they want, and that is a negative. The best option would be coaching the entire team. It's important to be the middleman, but also keep everybody informed as if you're not blindsiding them. These things need to be discussed because the PTA can't overstep their boundaries, potentially break laws and rules that are set forth either by the district or the state as a whole. And with this option, there would be no time or energy wasted. For example, if the PTA decides they're going to do evaluations and they create a committee and a plan and they start to execute it, and then it comes back that they have violated something and can't do that, they will feel as though they've wasted their time, and that's not fair to them either. The steps to implementing this, I would take away from the meeting with the president of the PTA the information he's given me, but I would also request to attend a meeting, share some of what I found from other teachers and what they're wanting to do with the PTA, and introduce myself, explain some of the guidelines that are needed, and schedule a follow-up meeting after meeting the entire PTA so that you and the president can break down what needs to happen more. This would create opportunities to branch out and have teachers attend, other parents attend, even students attend, community partners, the district as a whole to attend and create these committees together. So the committee isn't just a PTA-driven group. It's got people from all stakeholder groups. And I would continue to schedule meetings as these plans develop. It sounds like what the PTA is wanting to do is great, but it's going to take time to implement it properly with the logistics of everything as well as the support of everybody needed. What could go wrong? The PTA could get upset. It seems like they've taken a strong hold on what they're wanting to do, which is great, but they have definitely overstepped boundaries in that process. Additionally, teachers could feel like their job is in question by the PTA when that's not the PTA's job. They're there to support, and it seems like some of the things the PTA is wanting to do is dictate things. There's also a lot of potential for miscommunication, so that's why it's extra important to bring everybody in or give everybody an opportunity to come in and participate in what the PTA is wanting to do. If this plan doesn't work, it could put a halt to what the PTA is wanting to do and a halt on what teachers are wanting to do. There are plenty of teachers that would love PTA members to come in and help, and if they can't work together, both of those parties would not get what they want. It would be important for me, the principal, to play middleman constantly. As these bridges potentially break, I would need to help them rebuild and find new ways to make that happen. And that's part of advocating for everybody, including the student who's the end result of what we decide to do. And that's a really important relationship to have. I think overall, the intentions are great in this case study. The PTA want to help, and I think that's wonderful. And I think teachers would love help in any way. The only thing that we have to be careful for is state or district rules or laws, the PTA regulations, what happens since they're not nationally affiliated, do they get to dictate everything they do? And what is each group wanting? Teachers, students, PTA, community members, how can we bring it all together? This would be a process that would not happen overnight. It would be long running, constantly reevaluating. It might be something that takes a whole semester to set up before you can even attempt to implement. So just understanding that for all parties is really important. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a wonderful rest of your semester.